Drunner here, 14th of January 2026, with a short silver update. And as you know, silver has recently had a nice move up to $93 US per troy ounce. That is a significant move from where it was even just a few days ago when I spoke to you. It was 4 days ago now, and that was 22% ago now. So silver is up 22% since I last talked to you 4 days ago. The price was 76 US dollars, and I said it looked like there is a cup and handle formation coming into play here. Everyone else was saying, uh-oh, this is bad. Silver's headed back to the 60s, maybe 50s or lower, including all that AI slopaganda that you see on the sidebar all the time. Nobody actually watches that, by the way. Well, a few people are tricked into watching it, but really it's not the 80,000 or whatever it says. They're paying for those views. Anyhow, on with the human content. This cup and handle that I saw forming 4 days ago completed 2 days ago, and at the $82, $83 level, and then just absolutely shot up after that. Let's look at here the two cup and handle formations. I was calling this a stacked cup and handle formation, and saying that's more bullish than bullish. It's crazy when you see a cup and handle formation and then another one form sort of right afterward, but not right afterward. Of course, first it shot up another. It went from the $50 level up to the $70 level, so another 40% right there just in a couple of weeks. Crazy move, and it looks like you can see there that the handle of the cup sort of continues on once it breaks that level. It has an initial burst through, but then it just sort of follows that pattern, that same line it was on, and then we spiked up at Christmas time there, and it formed another cup and handle on the daily chart. So and it was indeed a cup and handle. It looked a little sloppy at first, but it did complete, and we had another big move in the last 3 days since that completion. What's next? Of course, everyone would like to know. My opinion is that we should be a little cautious with this price move. Many reasons, one of them being it's kind of too much too soon. I know this is a bit of a revaluation. I think there's something going on here. It's not business as usual here, so we can expect maybe things that we haven't seen before, but also we can expect some things we have seen before, and there will truly be a pullback at some point. Nothing goes nothing goes straight up forever. Nothing goes straight down forever. There's always pullbacks. So where could that be? Well, $100 is a psychological level that some people would call a barrier, maybe even. I don't know if it's going to be much of a barrier. Is it going to slow silver down? I don't know. But that's one place that it could pull back. I did say when that cup and handle completed, it would go to 95 pretty quickly, and we're here at 93 and change now. So that's basically almost there. It could go a little further, but there could be a bit of a rest now here, or maybe at 100. Then again, this is unprecedented times, what's going on in the world. So, and the physical shortage is really just beginning to start to tighten up. There's a lot of buyers coming on the market that were waiting for all-time highs or whatever, and they've made a profit and they're out. So there's a lot of silver changing hands, and but once this all sort of continues on and tightens up, that's just going to, silver's in backwardation, we know that, in the markets. So this is only going to keep on going higher. The problem that has caused this to happen has not gone away, and gold and silver will continue to go higher. Actually, copper is even at all-time highs now. Copper, I've talked about that for years, is another monetary metal. It's a semi-precious monetary metal, but it is monetary, and copper is now booming. It's not just because copper is used in electronics and so on. It's actually, people are starting to value it as money again, and silver as money again, and gold, of course. People are starting to remember, oh yeah, gold is money. But for years we have been telling each other gold, copper, silver are not money. It's digits, it's money. It's paper, it's money. That's plastic rectangles, it's money. And it's not true. Gold and silver and even copper have always been money since history began. We don't know how long further back it went, obviously, but at least since history began, we've been using gold and silver and copper. So this is what's happening again, and in uncertain times, people are remembering what has true value, what just can't be created by the snap of a finger, like cryptocurrency, like central bank digital currencies, and like fiat currencies of all kinds. Anyway, that's the daily chart. I see optimism, but I also see caution in the daily chart. Let's switch over now to the weekly chart just briefly before we go. That's crazy. That's crazy. Another stat I wanted to mention is that if you're following Bitcoin, you might notice that Bitcoin is now equivalent to about 1,000 ounces of silver. So approximately one of those big, monstrous silver bars that you've probably seen pictures of. I've never even owned one of those that size myself, but 1,000-ounce silver bar, it's more like a boulder. But anyway, that is worth 1 Bitcoin now. So I think maybe silver still has a ways to go. That's still a lot of silver for 1 Bitcoin. And I would know. I had 1 Bitcoin earlier this year, and I currently don't have 1 Bitcoin. I've converted almost the entire thing into gold and silver, and I did that before the big run-up in gold and before the big run-up in silver too, just at the right times this year. I'm so thankful for that. Stacking is my thing, and I'm so happy to have a position again in physical metal. But this weekly chart is insane. That's what exponential looks like. That's a definition of exponential right there. That's going hockey sticks, they call it. And you may note that silver has doubled in 10 weeks. 10 weeks. Yeah, 2.5 months, just over 2 months, silver has doubled in price. And it's actually more than doubled in price, because this chart isn't telling the whole story. The premiums on silver have more than doubled, actually. So the actual price for a physical ounce of silver in your hand is more than double than it was 10 weeks ago. And you're not even really able to find it in the stores, as I've been documenting. There are silver available in the stores for retail purchase. There's bars, there's coins, there's rounds. But it's not everything that you want. It's not when you want it. A lot of it is a long wait before it actually gets shipped out. And a lot of it is not the condition you want or the year you want or whatever. If you want some silver, you still can get some silver. And that's nice, because at some point that won't be the case, and it may be fairly soon. So anyone who doesn't have a core position, who is thinking of taking one, are you waiting for a pullback? How far is it going to pull back? It's going to go up $20 and then pull back $5? Are you waiting? So you're waiting for it to go up $15? Is that what, you got to think about these kind of things. That's why I was telling people to buy silver at literally $14. Many times. I'm talking back to 2009, I told people to buy silver at $14. 2010, again. When it dipped down again during COVID times, that was the last time And at 2014, I banged my fist on the table. I said, that's the absolute bottom. You'll never see silver or gold at these prices again. Never again. And it has never gone back to that price again. In fact, it's multiple times the price that it was then. Both gold and silver. Multiple times the price it was when I said that in 2014 even. So only 10 years ago, I was banging my fist on the table. 2015, again, all of 2015. I have videos still up, So when people ask, who are you going to trust anymore? Who are you going to trust on YouTube or any of these platforms anymore? There's all this crap, all these fake people, they're not even real people. They put their picture up, it's not even really them. It's all imposters. It's all fake AI slopaganda. Yeah? Why don't you follow somebody who has a YouTube channel that goes back to 2006 and has been right about essentially everything from the very start? Why don't I have any subscribers? Why do I have almost none? These channels have hundreds of thousands, and they were just created. Does anyone notice how ridiculous that is? Does anyone notice that a lot of people could have been saved the pain that they're going through now if they had listened to channels like mine? Does anyone notice that have been hidden from view, that can't get more than 300 views on a video? This is important information that should have been known to people, that I've been trying to get out to people every way I knew how for very, very many years. I've put my life into this message, and it was hidden. And I'm a little offended by that, because I helped some people. I know I did. I've been told by a lot of people that I helped them. I've been told by people I saved them. And if I've been told by a few people, that means there's other people. Because not everybody will tell you when you change their life. So I have helped a lot of people, and I wish that I could have helped a lot more. That's what I set out to do, and I was held back unfairly. And I've documented that from the beginning as well. But that has been held back and hidden as well. In any case, silver has doubled in 10 weeks. 10 weeks ago, I banged my fist on the table and I said it's probably going to double in the next 10 weeks. Here we are. These are the kinds of things that people should be paying attention to when all of a sudden a thumbnail appears with the mouth and the eyes wide open, some crazy headline like, "You have to know this now or you will suffer in the silver market," or something like that. This ridiculous nonsense. And then you click on it and it's just nonsense. Stop it. Stop clicking on that. Pay attention to people who've been right for 20 years. Pay attention. There's people like that out there. I know that because I'm one of them. Gold to silver ratio just hit 50 to 1. At 100 to 1, I said I'm buying a tube of maples, and at 25 to 1, I'm going to convert those into 1 ounce of gold. So it cost me about 1,200 Canadian dollars for those silver maples when I bought them earlier this year. At 100 to 1, it's now 50 to 1. So talk to you again at 25 to 1, and that may not be very long from now. But like I said, be a little bit cautious. There will be a pullback at some point. I don't know if it's going to come back down to the 50s or 60s ever again. We'll see. But be a little bit cautious. Long term, extremely optimistic. Extremely. Even middle term, extremely optimistic. Biases to the upside. As Derek would say, rest in peace, buddy. Thanks for listening. Talk to you guys soon.